Hello, welcome to the Eastern University Admissions Overview. My name is Jordan Miller. I'm a senior admissions counselor here at Eastern University. Pleased to welcome you. Thank you for taking the time to learn more. You might be on here because maybe you missed the opportunity to come hang out for a high school visit. Maybe you are interested in Eastern and your counseling office is passing this along. Maybe I'm personally passing this along, but whatever the reason is, you're very welcome here. Excited that you're taking the first steps to learn more about a possible future at Eastern. I've been here for 4 years now in a professional setting. I got the opportunity to graduate in 2016. I graduated with a dual degree in entrepreneurial studies and Spanish. I played baseball here, was a part of our Leadership Fellows program, a bunch of other clubs and organizations that really made quite an impact in my life. And I graduated and I said, I'm not quite ready to leave Eastern. And job opening was here in admissions. And a little over 4 years later, here I am. I work with more or less Berks County, Lancaster County, Lebanon County, and all the way over to the western end of the state. I also work with our West Coast students. So if you're viewing from the West Coast, welcome. Really excited to have you. And I will make sure that my contact information is passed along as well. So if you have any questions whatsoever, you can absolutely reach out to me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you are able to see what I'm seeing. We're going to do a short presentation format here. I am going to make sure you know of the way to request information. I'm going to touch on this here at the beginning and the end. What you're going to do is you are going to pull up a tab. You're going to type in www.eastern.edu. Once our home screen pulls up here, you have the option to really review and research a bunch of different subjects when it comes to Eastern, anything from financial aid to what do clubs and organizations on campus look like. Does Eastern have my intended major? And so it is a very functional website. Very easy to navigate. If you have any questions, you can let me know. But I encourage you to do some research. What you're going to want to do is come up to the right-hand corner here and click Request Info. You're going to put some of your contact information. If you're a current senior, you would do, undergraduate, the fall of 2021, and then you would select your major. What you can do is watched Zoom presentation. Jordan Miller would like more information on athletics, food, internships, the city of Philadelphia, etc. And you will send that over. Our admissions office will make sure that I get your request for more information, and we'll be in contact here moving forward. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the presentation here. You can see an agenda of things that will be covered. My goal is to work through this as quickly as possible. I want to make sure this doesn't take long, but you still get the gist of all the really important things that students want and families want to know as well when it comes to the admissions process here at Eastern and who is Eastern as a university. There are a couple of reasons why students decide to attend Eastern. One of them is certainly our beautiful location. We're very blessed to have what resembles Narnia, in my opinion. We live on 100 acres, more or less, of just incredibly beautiful land. You'll see little critters scurrying around. If it's dark and the snow's coming down and you're near a light pole, it's eerily similar to Narnia. There is rankings out when you take all of the Christian universities in the US and all the Christian universities worldwide. We are respectively ranked 3rd most scenic Christian campus in the US, and then the 5th most scenic Christian campus in the world. I definitely don't disagree. Incredibly beautiful. And being from central Pennsylvania myself, from the wonderful town of Dillsburg, it was really nice for me to be able to find a campus that did remind me of home while being right outside of Philadelphia, which was something brand new to me. Having this wonderful city in our backyard is such a treat. It's really important for college students for a couple of reasons. When it comes to internships, professional development, networking, we live outside of one of the largest urban hubs in the US. And with that comes a ton of opportunities for students. And our students are very aggressive and they want to go out and take advantage of those opportunities. Students also want to go into the city to verify that the cheesesteaks are for real, that they're as good as people say. They want to go into the city to watch the Phillies inevitably lose. They want to go into the city to be able to explore the rich history and the art museum and run the Rocky Steps. Do so many cool things, and you have 4 years to do them all. We're also not too far away from some beaches in New Jersey and Delaware. We're about an hour east of Lancaster. We have the Poconos, the Lehigh Valley, not too far north of us, and then we're sandwiched with a bit of room in between New York City and Washington, D.C. Tons of different opportunities, geographically speaking, for our students. We also have a lot of majors. For a smaller Christian university, we have about 1,300 undergraduate students that are current undergrad students, right? And then we have graduate students, we have adult undergraduate students, we have a seminary on campus. We have a few different campuses, but here in St. David's, for our traditional undergraduate program, we have about 1,300 students. Majority live on campus, but for being a smaller university, we have quite a few programs. We're very, very well known. We have some of our largest incoming classes in the areas of nursing, really anything in the health sciences. Biology would feed into pre-med. For some of our students, I want to go pre-OT, pre-PT. We do very well. Our business program, our College of Education, our social work program. We have one of the oldest programs in the country, a very well-established social work program. We have a great relationship with with Villanova University when it comes to our engineering track. And then you're going to be able to see a lot of other programs that might not be as large numbers-wise with incoming students, but some phenomenal programs and excellence when it comes to graduating in 4 years and going out and finding a really good, sustainable job that helps students move forward in life. So if you have any questions about any of these programs, we're very grateful to have professors that want to have conversations with you. Right now, as a prospective student, you don't need to wait until you're an existing member of Eastern's community. They want to get to know you now. They want to be able to have meaningful conversations that give you, that provide a little bit of light for you in asking the questions, is this what I want to do after high school? Is this what I want to do after college even, right? Is this definitely what I want to major in? Or for some of you undecided students, we have some great services that are going to help you figure out what you want to do in college. We have a program called Fastpass that helps our students with whatever major you're looking at in a couple of different areas. Now, as long as you're not a nursing or an engineering student, you could utilize this to graduate in 3 years. And so what Fastpass is it is for all full-time students that live on campus. After your first year that you complete at Eastern, you receive 2 tuition-free online classes every single summer. So you're now able to graduate from Eastern with up to 18 tuition-free credits, which is incredible. You're able to, again, graduate in 3 years. It's going to be aggressive, but you're able to graduate in 3. Maybe it's just lightening your course load, right? So you might be a student athlete. You might be very involved in music and the arts. You might be a student who says, hey, I think I can afford Eastern, but I'm going to need to take on a couple of jobs. Yeah, we get it, right? College is really, really busy, but there's so much to explore and there's so much to enjoy. And we want students to be able to focus on their academics and to be excellent in everything else that they do and to be able to enjoy that. So maybe it's just dropping a class in the fall and dropping a class in the spring, taking one less class, pushing that to the summer, catching up that way, and really just focusing on a smaller course load and being able to, again, as I like to say, be excellent in everything else that you do and thoroughly enjoy it. Other students want a double major. Right? Maybe it's a double major in business administration and data science. Maybe it's a double major in psychology and Spanish. Perhaps it is social work and biblical studies. Right? Students like to be able to double major as well, be a little more marketable perhaps as you're getting ready to graduate, have a couple more tools in that tool belt. I'm going to go ahead and skip past the video. You're able to watch that online. Something I would encourage you to do is go YouTube and search Eastern University. You're going to pull up our profile, and there's a ton of really awesome videos to help you explore a little bit more behind the culture here at Eastern, our academic offerings, and what student life looks like. So I encourage you to do that. The university with about 1,300 students, we have really great professor relationships here with our students. It's a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio, an average class size of anywhere between 12 and 18, I would say, depending on your major. Personally, I was a business student, right? And that was at the time and still is one of our largest academic programs here. And it wasn't too far down the road into my 200s and 300s level classes as I was starting to be in classes with 10, 11, 12 students. And that promoted an environment where we could ask questions. We had an actual voice in the classroom. We could collaborate with our classmates and our professor, and a lot of really great work happened. But I also got to know my professors on a very deep level. They cared about me spiritually, academically, emotionally. They wanted me to grow, but they wanted me not just to get an A in the class. They wanted me to be able to utilize, they wanted me to be able to use those tools that I was learning in that class for my future, knowing that someday I would be an employee somewhere. Most importantly, someday I would be a husband and, Lord willing, a father someday, be a community member involved in my church. And they wanted me to be able to really dive in every single day during our class, but also as I was working in the late hours, as I was working on homework and preparing for tests, it was not just for an A, it was for something greater than that. And so professors really care to get to know their students. They want you to excel. They want you to be able to get a really good degree, find awesome opportunities, and for it to be able to impact your future. We have study abroad, every continent that you'd want to go to. We have tons of different really good relationships with certain universities internationally. If you want to do study abroad, if you have a place in mind, you want to bounce it off of me, we can talk about it. But just know that if you want to do study abroad, it's certainly possible. This is one of our students that graduated a few years back, Tamara, and she is in Africa. I believe that's Zimbabwe. So students go out and do some incredible things. I myself had the opportunity to study in Mexico. It was life-changing. We really encourage students to think about study abroad. If you have had the chance to go to www.eastern.edu, to our main website, you are going to see 3 words all over everything. And we pray that you're able to come to campus and you're able to see that in our student body, just like we're able to witness every day. Those 3 words are faith, reason, and justice. Now, as a Christian university, we are a non-denominational university that is incredibly diverse with where students are coming from, theologically speaking. We have tons of different denominations represented within the Protestant church. We have a good handful of students coming from maybe a Catholic background or an Orthodox background. And as we don't have a certain doctrinal statement of faith that we require students to sign to, we do have a certain number of students every year also that might not have grown up in the church. They might be able to say, hey, I believe there's a Genesis in the Bible, but other than that, I'm not quite sure what's involved, but I feel at home. And that's incredible. We want to meet students where they're at. We want to help students in their walk with the Lord. We have an incredibly loving community here at Eastern, and students want to be able to grow in their relationship with the Lord in a biblically focused campus, and students want to have those really great relationships. We have chapel every Wednesday. It's not required to go to, but you're going to be very impressed with the number of students that do make the commitment every week, that want to be involved, genuinely speaking. We have chaplains on each hall. We have chaplains for our athletic teams as well. We have different clubs and organizations like FCA and Young Life and Crew. We have a Wednesday night worship team. We also have a chapel worship team that actually gives scholarship dollars to students that are involved. And we just have a lot of different opportunities here on campus. We have a ton of churches in our backyard as well for students that we believe that, you're with college students every day. We want students to be able to go out, find a good church body to be a part of. Reason. We very much so believe that students should have and they should be able to ask big questions that are surrounding our world currently, that are surrounding worldviews. We want students to be able to not just learn in their academic major classes and their general education curriculum, but we want students to have various opportunities outside of those obvious classes that you're going to be taking, to be able to explore, to be able to question, to be able to have incredibly insightful conversations with peers and with faculty members. And so we have different organizations here on campus, different cohorts, such as our Templeton Honors College, our Good Scholars Program, and our Leadership Fellows Program. Different cohorts that serve different niches. I would encourage you to check all three of these out on our website. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me and I will connect you with the director of recruitment for either of these programs. All three fantastic, and they serve different student interests. So please do let me know how we can help out. Last, but certainly not least, justice. You're going to see that handsome individual in the left-hand corner there. That is Brian Stevenson. If you all are not familiar, I'm going to go ahead and back out here. Months back, Just Mercy came out in theaters. Okay, it's an incredible book. If you have not read it, I would highly encourage you to sit down and dedicate a couple of months with it. But Just Mercy came out in the theaters. You saw individuals like Michael B. Jordan, like Jamie Foxx, just a really terrific movie. And so Just Mercy is based on the life of Brian Stevenson. Again, encourage you to do that, but it's really cool because Brian Stevenson is an Eastern graduate. We have a lot of Eastern graduates that are out and about doing awesome things for their communities, for their world. But Brian Stevenson is certainly one of those alum that we're incredibly grateful for the works that the Lord has done through his life. Please go do some research on his life, what he's doing right now for UJI, and go ahead and watch the movie, read the book. Lots of really good things for individuals. It doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on. It's important to be able to mill over a lot of questions that naturally come up through the book and the movie. We believe that justice is as simple as loving God and loving your neighbors. It really is, and that it's not just done with words, but it's done with actions. And so we have different clubs and organizations on campus that are good avenues for students to be able to give back, to use their gifts and talents. And so some of those clubs are academically related clubs, right? And so up here you can see Enactus, which is our business club on campus. Some of those are very culturally focused, like multicultural awareness, right? We have Latinos Unidos on campus, and as you can tell how I just said that with my horrible gringo accent, right? I was a part of that for a couple of years at Eastern, and it was so life-giving, and it was really important for me to learn from brothers and sisters that didn't come from a similar background or culture, and I wanted to learn from them. We have things like Model UN. We have things like student government, things that you might be used to doing in high school and that you can continue to do here at Eastern. And then we also have things like Youth Against Complacency and Homelessness Today, our Yacht Club, organizations that are getting into the city, doing good, and learning from one another. So we have a bunch of different clubs and organizations on campus. We have a bunch of different dorms on campus. You are going to be able to watch on our website. There's an Eastern dorms video, shows you a couple of different styles of dorms, takes you into a few different dorms here on campus. We encourage you to visit today. We do have on-campus visits right now. Unfortunately, things are slightly limited due to COVID, but you're still able to get on campus, get a good feel, see if it feels like home for you. A big part of our experience for students is housing here at Eastern. One of the biggest things, one of the biggest differences is that we offer integrated housing. So freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors alike live in the same dorm, which provides a really tight-knit community. We do offer athletics as well. We have over 20 different Division III teams here on campus. We're part of the MAC, and we play teams like Lebanon Valley and Lycoming and Stevenson and Messiah. So if you are looking to play a Division III sport, we offer some very, very competitive programs. Get in contact with me and I'll be more than happy to connect you with a coach here on campus. Last but not least, we have next steps. Right, so we offer a completely free application on our website. So just go to www.eastern.edu, and in the top right-hand corner, you're going to go ahead and hit apply. It's a free online application, should not take more than 20 or 25 minutes. And with that, we just need your high school transcripts, and you can send over your SAT or ACT scores if you have them. We're test optional admissions process right now. So for students that have been negatively affected by COVID, where it's like, when in the world am I able to take that test score? No worries. You're going to go ahead and just send over your transcript. We'll work with that for the time being. And then financial aid, once a student has been accepted to Eastern, they receive Academic Merit Aid Award. So that's not only a congratulations for being accepted to the university, but you also receive academic money. And then October 1st, FAFSA opens. We like to have financial aid awards submitted to families for their viewing before Christmas break so that you're able to look at numbers and get a really good feel for everything, so that after Christmas break, we're able to have a conversation about, all right, so do you feel at home at Eastern? Do you want to be at Eastern for 4 years? How do we make that work financially speaking? Again, I will be working with you every step of the way. Some students like to ask frequent questions, and that's awesome. Some students are like, hey, I'm good. I'll check in every now and again, but I'm okay. Awesome. Whatever works best for you and your family, I would encourage you to let me know how I can best serve. Again, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen one more time. Promised to go back over how to inquire. You're going to go to www.eastern.edu. We're going to request info. And you're going to fill everything in. You're going to submit it. And again, if you have any questions whatsoever, you're going to pull up my admissions profile here. Again, my name is Jordan Miller. I'm a senior admissions counselor here at the university. This is my contact information. This is my office number. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to let me know. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. I wanted to give a very brief overview of a bunch of different things that are important for high school students as they're navigating the college admissions process here at Eastern. And anything further, I'm going to be your guy to go to. We look forward to serving you in the admissions process here at Eastern University. Thanks so much. Take care.